We are currently less than 1 week away from the drop of the first of the annual pass DLC content releases, Black Armory. And much like the periods before other DLC releases in Destiny, we've got some very special events going on within the game right now that can actually allow you to get some new Black Armory weapons a little bit early. What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and that's the premise for this video. Since the update, some brand new world bosses have been spawning in the EDZ and on Nessus. And sometimes, very rarely, these bosses can drop you some Black Armory gear. And we're going to show you exactly where you can go to find these bosses, how you can defeat them, and how you can get your hands on this gear. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Currently, there are 4 of these bosses known as Saboteurs that can spawn out in the wilds. 2 of them on Earth in the EDZ and 2 on Nessus. All 4 of these Saboteurs spawn in separate zones. But beating both of the Saboteurs on Earth and both of the Saboteurs on Nessus will get you triumphs tied to those 2 planets. We'll start things out with the EDZ here. The first Saboteur we'll cover can be found in the Outskirts. If you spawn in the Trostland, you can follow the path that I'm taking here, which will take you right to the spot where the Saboteur will generally pop up. Once you've gotten here, simply wait around until you get the text prompt saying that you need to neutralize shield drones and that a forward Saboteur has arrived. When that pops up, a major servitor is going to appear. Now, he's going to spawn in with a bunch of other boxes that will have these little drones projecting shields on them. In order to drop these shields, you simply destroy the drones. But right now, opening up the boxes doesn't really do anything. We are a week before release with Black Armory. I assume when that DLC actually drops next week, that these caches will be used for some purpose. But for right now, your goal is to destroy those same shield drones that are surrounding the boss. Once you've done that, the shield will disappear and you can burn down the boss. This is where you can get some of the Black Armory drops. They actually drop from the bosses themselves. So once the Saboteur is gone, you will have a chance at a randomly rolled piece of Black Armory gear. Now as for that gear itself, it seems to be remixed or upgraded versions of Year 1 weapons. You'll see some very familiar guns in here with a new color palette as well as randomized rolls. If anything, I think I would kind of describe this as if you took like Year 1 weapons and then added some Siva color to them. But anyways, these Saboteurs can be farmed indefinitely. If you want to stay here and wait for the next one to spawn, it'll reappear again in about 7 to 8 minutes. Meaning you can just sit back and kill the Saboteur over and over again until you get a Black Armory drop. It is all RNG based though, so you may be waiting a very short period of time or a very, very long period of time based on how good your luck is. But there are 3 other Saboteurs that you can take down right now. The second one here in the EDZ is located in the Gulch. You can actually fast travel directly to this location, and then in front of the big gate that the Cabal are guarding, eventually a Centurion Saboteur will spawn. And for all of these bosses, of course, the strategy is the same. You'll need to take down the shield drones, destroy the boss, and then you'll get a chance at the drop. Once you've taken out both of these Saboteurs at least once, you will unlock a triumph for the EDZ. If you're going to try farming these bosses out for the rewards, you could certainly jump between the Outskirts and the Gulch. The bosses seem to spawn around the same time, so if you're fast enough, you can head over to the Outskirts, wait for the servitor to spawn, defeat it, and then fast travel to the Gulch. I would actually recommend that if you're going to be farming on the EDZ. It's easier to get from the Outskirts to the Gulch than it is the Gulch to the Outskirts. And based on how many other Guardians are there farming these Saboteurs, you may be able to get both bosses before other groups of Guardians burn them down. But alright, that's it for the Saboteurs that have been located on Earth. Let's head over to Nessus. The first area on Nessus we're going to be taking a look at is the Artifact's Edge. The Saboteur boss here will spawn over near the crashed Exodus Black. You'll probably notice a bunch of Guardians sitting and waiting for them here. So sit back, wait for the text prompt to pop up, take out your boss, and then you're ready to head to the next area. Thankfully, the second Saboteur here spawns in the Hallows, which you can reach very quickly from the Artifact's Edge on Sparrow. So whip out your vehicle, and if you're fast enough, you might be able to catch this Saboteur before it gets killed by other Guardians. Head into the Hallows, and the Cabal Saboteur here will be located in the middle of the path. And just like before, once you've taken both of these Saboteurs out, you will unlock a new triumph for Nessus. And there we go, Guardians, that is it. You can just bounce right back and forth between the Hallows and the Artifact's Edge, farming these bosses if you're willing to wait that 7 or 8 minutes that it takes for them to respawn. Thankfully, both on the EDZ and here on Nessus, the 2 spawn locations are really easy to get to from one another, which should make your farming experience at least a little bit less of a headache. But again, the drops here are all tied to RNG. You might get it super quickly, you might spend 3 hours there not getting anything, like your boy TBL. I've been farming this for a couple of hours now, still haven't seen a single drop. But that's how you can farm these new world bosses for some early Black Armory weapons. I've got to say, I love it. I love every time that Bungie does these sort of pre-DLC release events. It started way back in the day with the Blades of Crota right before the Dark Below came out. It continued with House of Wolves. Everybody remembers the wolves were prowling and us running to and from the treasure chest, so I'm really happy to see this sort of thing make its way back into the world of Destiny 2. They did the same thing right before Warmind dropped, and you could actually get some Warmind weapons a little bit earlier than was expected. And again, the process of farming here is really simple. If you're on the EDZ, start with the Outskirts, wait for the prompt to show up, kill the boss, jump to the Gulch, do the same thing. If you're on Nessus, start on the Artifact's Edge and then sparrow your way over to the Hallows once you've killed the first Minotaur boss. Just keep hitting those two paths and hopefully you should be rolling in some early Black Armory gear before you know it. But alright Guardians, that is it for this one. Hopefully it helped. If you've gotten something good from this, be sure to let us know what rolls you got down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But alright, I'm out for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.